Hello, hello, everyone. We are live here again this week. This is our last live for the year. So we wanted to have this last live and go out with a bang for this year from the team members of Power Pro Assistance. So if you are new to this broadcast, my name is Tika Scarborough. I am the CEO of Power Pro Assistance. Power Pro Assistance is your one-stop agency for your virtual assistant services. We have a plethora of services to provide for you that these amazing women do for our client managers, and they are blessed with unique talents that God has gifted them, and then also the skill set that they have learned over the years. So, introducing my team, I'll let them introduce themselves. Casey,
Hey everyone, my name is Casey Almeida, and I'm the online business manager for PowerPro.
Jasmine,
Hi, everybody. I'm Jazzy. I am the Executive Virtual Assistant for PowerPro.
Bree.
Hi everyone, I'm Bree. I am the social media manager for PowerPro.
Awesome. And that is the team. We are missing one of our members tonight, and that's Cora Williams. But you'll see more of us just giving you some tips and some tricks later on as we go throughout the year from each one of our members of the teams. So you'll learn a little bit things from them as well. So to get started, we're just gonna I'll start first, and I'll tell you a little bit about me. I am a single mom, and I'm a full time worker. I've been a executive assistant, rolled into a senior executive assistant over the course of 25 years at one company. I have grew in that company. I have learned so many things. I even earned my degree while I was working as well as a single mom, working full time and going to school full time. Okay. So people ask me, how do you do it? Well, if you have the drive and the motivation and you have the support from your friends and your family, it makes it a lot more easier. Not to say that it was all easy, but it does make things a little bit easier. Sometimes, you have to do some sacrificing. And I had to sacrifice and I had to give up my apartment and give up paying bills and go back with my parents. Who wants to go back with their parents, right? But if you want something and you really want it, you're going to do what you have to do to get there. So during the course of the year of working at my full time job, I thought like, okay, God, what am I going to do now after this? Because I don't plan to retire at 65. I want to live my life. My plan is to spend more time with my son. He's 11 years old. I want us to travel and do things. I want to travel with my team, which we already started. Just starting by doing the one thing that we started this year was the VIP annual. Next year we want to do that, and then also there's some other incentives that I want to do within this company with my team. So that we are growing together, and I think that that's what really makes a team when you include your team in everything, and there are incentives as well, and they don't mind working. It's not like a 9 to 5 job. It's like being home, you know, and doing what you love to do around the people that you love to be around. And that's the environment and the culture that I wanted to build at Power Pro Assistance. Power Pro Assistance started 6 years ago, just in a conference room on the lunch hour with my coworkers that said, "People, we know that you can do this. We ain't leaving this room until we get this name of this business." And that's how Power Pro Assistant came about. Behind that name was people that I have grew with in this company that we work together as a team. We build things together. We set up processes, and we had an awesome, awesome supervisor that believed in us and just said that we're not just an admin, you're more than just an admin. And then supporting us by pushing us to go to school and pushing us to get certifications and things like that. And I was like, you know what? That's what I want in my company as well. So I wanted to bring that culture here in my company and do much more. So that is a little bit about me and about how I started this virtual assistant business. just off of the skill sets and experience, the 25 years that I have been as an executive assistant, as a supervisor, as a Six Sigma certified green belt, helping putting processes in place. So I am going to hand it over to Casey, and she can tell a little bit about who she is.
Hey, yeah. So this is the part I'm not good at. So Tico's put me on the spot here today. So I am an entrepreneur at heart, and I've always known that I wanted to do something with my own business or with a group of businesses myself since I was like 14 years old, maybe even sooner. So I've just had a lot of really great opportunities presented to me at a young age that allowed me to kind of work in different areas, different skill sets, and with mentors that really just showed me like how the business works, what it's like to be an entrepreneur, what it's like to run a small business. And I've just been really inspired by that from a very young age, which led me here. So, like Tikwa mentioned, the goal is to keep the culture, like the team culture within the business. And that's why I love it. And so we all really work together. And I really like that. I like working with the team and really just like the operations of the business and everything that I have been through and everything that I've done as a teenager on to now has really led me to the position.
Awesome. Thank you, Casey. And just with that being said, these ladies, this was a divine intervention for each one of these ladies. So, it's always a unique story of how you meet somebody. But I know that through prayer, God sent these ladies to me. So it's not like, and I'm not just saying that to say that, but these are my prayers that I had with God. And when you include God in everything, He sends you what you need. And this is what I needed. I needed to have, yes, they are younger than me. And I know that when we go on our trips and stuff like that, I'm like an old lady. I'm like, look, I'm going to bed at a certain time. Y'all go do what y'all got to do.
No, you still call my mom, even though y'all are like the same age, but
Exactly. All right, Brie.
So I guess a little bit about me, what started my virtual assistant journey. I got tired of being time broke, I feel like. My background is in the military, and at the time I was working full time. So that meant I had to be on base and ready to go, ready to work at 6 a.m., coming home at like 4:30. And it was just like a long day. I felt like I was losing myself in that hustle and bustle. I didn't know what I enjoyed anymore besides like sleep because that was the only thing that I wanted to do. So I feel like my virtual assistant journey has been very personal, just with myself as well as God, because when I first found out what a virtual assistant was and just kind of like building what I needed to know and just different things, like I told myself I was going to give it a consistent like 3 months. And I haven't turned back since, and I absolutely loved it. And I'm excited that, where it has taken me and where it's still going to take me. I'm on a great team now, so I can just be super, super thankful that I was able to meet you ladies as well as so many other things that's happened for me.
Awesome, awesome. And we are so happy that you are here. And Jazzy.
Hi. Okay, so what can I say about me? I am a mom of three. I have a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, and a 16-month-old. So I'm a mom first, businesswoman right after. I'm what you call a workaholic. So my background is 2 to 3 9 to 5s. I was hustling. I was always chasing a bag, securing a bag. Tikwa said I can't use that word, but it was always securing a bag. So it was always about the bag to me, and I was just hustling, hustling. But one thing that I realized when I was doing it was I loved what I was getting paid. The money was amazing. I enjoyed it, but the respect and the appreciation, it wasn't there. I would go above and beyond for a lot of different companies and put myself out there and, come out on top every single time. But I was always the last candidate, or I would never be able to progress or move into a position that I wanted to move into. So I got tired of the 9 to 5. And Tiqua came along and was like, well, virtual assistants. And I was like, you know what? Let me try it. Here I am on an amazing team, and I love it. I love to be home. I'm home a lot more now, and my children enjoy it, and I get a lot done. So that's me.
Awesome, awesome. That is amazing. So you talked a little bit why you want to become a VA. So we kind of incorporated that. I know for me, years ago, I helped out a friend with being a VA, and I thought it was so cool. I was like, oh my God, you could be home. But my mindset wasn't on being a virtual assistant, like, nah, I want to be in a suit. I want to be in a power suit. I want to be get on the train, commuting, whatever, and stuff like that. I wasn't thinking back then. I was like, look, I just want to be in an environment where I'm going to grow, which I did grow in my company, thank God. But it also comes to a point where it's like, as a single mother, like Jazzy said, that hustle and bustle, you get tired of it. And then it also takes you away from your family. And I didn't really think about that either, about, until the pandemic hit. That's when it really hit. It's like, wow, I can do this at home anytime I want. If I want to work at night, I can work at night. If I can work at day, I can work on day. Not choosing, like when I first started this company that I worked for, I used to work nights and I hated it. I didn't see how people love to work nights, but everybody have their different, you know, likes and dislikes and stuff like that. They have families and they work night every day. I was like, I cannot be away from my family and work at night. Plus, I didn't get used to that sleep pattern either, sleeping during the day and up at night and stuff like that. But as an entrepreneur, you can choose what you want to do, whether you want to work at night, depending on the industry that you work in, or if you have in the daytime, in the afternoon. I can go to Puerto Rico if I want to, have my laptop and work from there. So that life was like, yes, that's appealing to me. This is what I want. So what I used to do before, I didn't want to do it because I've been doing the work for 20 something years. So I wanted to build a business, whereas I was training and coaching other women who are just like me, single mother, hustling, bustling, and teaching them how to become a business owner without having to do all the hustle and bustle. So that is the reason why I started this company. So what lessons, ladies, did you learn on the journey of as a virtual assistant? We talked about why we became a virtual assistant or why we started our business, but what lessons did you learn on this journey? Because I know that we're still growing and we're going to continue to grow and we're still going to be learning. I'm at this age, this time, 6 years in business, I'm still learning about things as we grow. So, Casey.
So I don't know. I'm learning every day. Like it's always something. But probably the main thing would just be the flexibility in just being organized. So I've always liked organization. However, it wasn't always my strong suit. When it comes to my work life and personal life, we're never balanced. And so it's always I'm one way personally and I'm one way when it comes to work. And so kind of bringing those together, being able to like work from home and the flexibility of that and then the organization that comes behind it. So kind of just piecing all that together.
Jasmine.
A lesson that I learned: patience, definitely. Um, Understanding, communication, and I don't know, maybe just how to be on a team. I'm used to always trying to come out on top. I'm not used to mellowing out and making sure we're all at the same pace, if I'm saying that correctly. So, yeah, I would say that. And patience, I used to get I get a lot of anxiety. So I get really anxious when tasks aren't going the way I need them to go, or a response isn't what I want it to be. So understanding that I needed to just realize that I can't please everybody was a good thing. So my lesson.
Mhm. So would you say that being a virtual assistant has taught you to be a little bit more patient and also be able to work in a team environment? Because some people can't work in a team environment. Some people like being loners. And I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was working as an assistant, I'd rather be by myself. However, I had the team if I needed them, but I didn't lean on my team because I liked the way I worked. It was like this is how I like it. I don't want it changed. I remember a time when I went on maternity leave, and the person that was covering for me, I told them the do's and the don'ts. And this is how I like it. And please don't change it. So I had all the processes and all the steps and all the stuff of how to do it and stuff like that because I will be back. And I don't want nothing out of sort because I don't want my clients coming to me for certain things or doing things and stuff like that when I have trained them to be a certain way. So, team is not for everyone, but it does help a lot because especially as being a entrepreneur and you're doing it alone. And I was doing this alone, working, being a mother, and doing this by myself as well. But it gets lonely because you don't have that person in the next cubicle to say, hey, so what did you do this weekend? Or da da da, just to bounce some things off. But and then you think about virtually. We've been on Zoom so many times. We huddle in slacks. So we can never say that we lonely or because we just we're like a family. We just call on each other whenever and stuff like that. So Bree.
For me, I think my biggest lesson on this journey, honestly speaking, would be like probably the benefits of being an entrepreneur because my dad, I feel like he's a serial entrepreneur. And when I graduated college, he was like really big on you got to get your own business, use that, degree and da da da. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to use it to like work a 9 to 5. And I literally remember saying to him, I'm like, why would I want to be one of those people that struggle like when I can just have it all figured out, like benefits lined up and everything? And then working a 9 to 5, I'm like, ooh, now I see what he was talking about. And then now I'm being an entrepreneur, I can see why people love it. I can see why people strive to be one because, ooh, that was my dryer. That was so, if you guys heard it, I'm sorry. That's so disrespectful.
Oh, that is one of the perks of being home. Being
The
able to
laundry
do
gets
this
done.
and get the laundry done.
I don't have piles of laundry to do.
I knew that was going to happen when I was on. I knew it. But I say all that to say, I can see why people strive for it. And I definitely take my hat off to fellow entrepreneurs and ones that have been in the game for way longer than I have because it truly is liberating, but you learn still so much on your journey.
Thank you, Bree. Okay, so I know that I think mostly all the ones I think except for Bree are mothers. So how do y'all ladies juggle being a mom and an entrepreneur, working from home? I mean, there are a lot of scenarios. So we all know each other. We all up in each other business. So we know what challenges that we are facing, some of the personal things that we're going through and things like that. But how do you juggle the everyday life? And let's just be real. How do you juggle that? Because there are people out there that perhaps want to be an entrepreneur and then maybe it's not for them because maybe that may be too much for them or it's like, oh no, if she can do it, I can do it.
You said be real. I don't. It's not easy to juggle. Like, yeah, as I'm speaking, my doorknob's turning, so I might just barge in any second. But I've always, I've put working on the back burner a lot of times. So, as the internal team knows, I do have 2 stepchildren, And I've been highly involved in their lives since they were like 2 and 3 years old. And my son does have some like behavioral disorders and things like that. So I always needed to be on call for the schools, always needing to go pick up. Like it was never what people would call a normal day, drop the kids off at school, work, pick them up, come home. And even in those instances, it's still, still hard with work schedules, even when you have that routine, finding a job that will work with you on that. But with mine, it was extremely unique, I should say. So I had to give up working, and I am an entrepreneur at heart. I love it. My thing was never really to work a 9 to 5. However, even the entrepreneurial stuff, I even put on the back burner for a few years, and I needed to be present. And so it took a minute to find like that balance and find something that was flexible enough and find an industry, because if you start a bunch of businesses and you're very entrepreneurial, not all of them are going to succeed. Eventually it will, but that's the benefit of it. You can try until it works. But not all of it works. So many of tries trying to do something to where I could still be home. And this is just what's worked for me. So I'm very thankful for that. But as far as juggling it, now I'm doing virtual school here to the desk to the right of me. So I can't take meetings during his classes. And when, things get difficult during the day, that kind of puts things on hold for a bit. And, it definitely is a juggle. So that is the right word. But this industry and this job provides the flexibility to be able to do so and, fit it within your routine and make it work for you.
Thank you for sharing that, Casey, because I definitely can relate, especially during the pandemic, the 2 years. Everybody was like, oh my God, my kid is home every day. I got to hear them on the computer with their teacher. But you know what? I am thankful that I was home with my child during those 2 years because I was able to provide some help in between. When if he was struggling with something, my son struggled with math and then also just comprehending certain things when it came to reading. Because I was able to see that and also see the way the teacher is teaching, and maybe he wasn't connected for some way, I was able to intervene. And when I had that conference call with the teacher and say, well, okay, this is not working for him. And the reason why it's not working for him, he's not teaching, doing such and such, because you're always saying certain things to him, like, oh, you're looking in space, you're looking this, and that, instead of sending him encouraging words. Every child is different, and it's not a one size fit all. And I was blessed to see the way these teachers were talking to these kids. And even my oldest son came in and said, is that teacher talking to Jaden like that? And I was like, oh no, because she knows I'm like right in earshot, and I will get on that video and tell her like it is. So I was blessed enough to see that, so I can correct it during that time. So he has been excelling in school because of that. So even though it was unfortunate that we was in a pandemic, but I was grateful to be home those 2 years to provide that help and see what he needed so he can excel in school.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Like you said, really seeing how things work, like what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. And so a perfect example would be today. Today it was kind of a hard day when it came to Johnny's classes. And so I did have to pause work for about 2 hours and help him through that, but I was able to. So that's a huge blessing to be able to do that. But they have to be on camera, and he was having a really hard time today. And I actually, as you were saying that, just got a notification, an email from the teacher that's saying, I know you had a difficult time in class today, but tomorrow's a new day, and I look forward to seeing you there. So like that email just came in from his teacher. So being able to really see everything that's going on, that was a really good point.
Yes, definitely. Jazzy?
Yeah, I was gonna agree with Casey as well. Like originally, to become a virtual assistant is not easy at all, especially trying to follow the, steps on a computer about or the internet about how to balance work life and mom life. No, it's not. I'm sorry. You can't follow steps. You can't, read up on it. You literally have to find your own groove. So I agree with Casey on that one. How I balance work life. God, how do I balance work life? So, I don't know. Basically, I just go with the flow. I really do enjoy the fact that I'm home more. My children excelled in school. I mean, tremendously. Originally, my daughter was, really delayed in reading, and I got a report from her teacher today. I expected to, be ready to give her some extra support and figure out what she's struggling in. And her teacher says she's fine. Everything is good. She's mastering her multiplication. Her reading is a level P. She went in with a level, I think it was wait, she's a level P. She went in with a I or H. So she is excelling crazy, and it's because I'm here and I'm able to provide that extra help. She's able to come to me. My son is able to come to me. I'm able to stay on his neck. Today was a perfect example. I had to drop everything midway through work, run over to that school because we missing assignments. And Big Mama don't play that, okay? I am very much invested in my children's education the same way I'm invested into the work that I do. I'm passionate about, things just being right and looking good and being correct. And it's just me. Um, yeah, I think that's it.
Awesome, awesome. And Bree, I know that you don't have any children, but how do you balance the work life, your personal, and things like that?
Hmm.
Being a business owner.
Um, well, one of my biggest goals, like to be a virtual assistant to get some time back, was so I can set myself up when I do have kids, because I do want to make sure I'm home and, be able to be active. But I do find that I have a lot more time to spend with my family, attending family dinners. I'm not so tired. I'm not so drained. But also like knowing and understanding when to like shut work off and close the computer and just be able to power down has been really important. I try to keep myself busy throughout the day. That way, when it's like 6 or 7 coming to dinner time, I'm like, okay, I don't feel as bad, for shutting down. So it really is all about balance. And when you find, your kind of groove, you kind of just have to stick with it and then just kind of keep building from there.
Yes. Thank you for saying that, Bree, because some of us don't know how to do that.
We told Jazzy to stay out of the private chat, but here we are. Yeah,
Oh.
we haven't mastered.
Oh, you figured it out.
Me and Bree,
How?
we're great. I'm glad that Bree can log out and have it mastered.
We're going to work on it, ladies. We are going to work on it.
I wish they would.
On
I
it
wish
if
they
you
would.
join us on the
So they
call.
could leave me alone.
Yeah, Bree, you definitely got to come and join us. It's crazy.
Anytime you see the huddle icon next to our names in
It's all
Slack,
fun,
you can feel free to just join at any time.
I got you.
We're open 24/7. No.
Yeah, well, I'll be asleep a few of those hours there, okay?
Yeah, we said we don't want 9 to 5s. Like we want 24/7, Like,
But see, the good thing is that it's because you want to do it. It's not like, oh, it's mandatory for you to do overtime. And then you got the commuting. And then you have to run to daycare or school to pick up your child. It's the freedom to be able to do that. So just one scenario. I'm not going to name any names, but a coach said that you still got to do what you got to do in your business, to keep the business running. And then one of my business partners says, well, no. She said, I don't agree with that because I got into the business so I can be available when something does go wrong in my family. I don't have to ask permission to take the time off. I can just take the time off and I can go take care of my family member and do that stuff like that. So everybody have different meanings of, you can thrive in your family. I mean, in your business, and still be there for your family. No one says that you have to be doing this day and night, day and night, day and night. When you first start your business, yes, you're going to be working like you're working your 9 to 5 because you're building your business. But you want to get to the point where it's more flexible, but you're home. You know what I'm saying? You're home and you can stop, like Casey said. I had to stop for 2 hours to go tend to my son, and do what I needed to do that. At a job, you have to ask permission. Oh, I gotta leave an emergency, blah 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 blah. And then that gets written down. They keep track of all that stuff and things like that. But in your own business, nobody's keeping track of that. And when you have your clients, just as long as you know that you're always ahead of it on your clients, they're understandable as well because they're business owners too. you know so just having that flexibility to be able to be there for your family, for your children, and things like that. I'm going through something as well, where I have a family member in the hospital, and I have to go when I have to run and go to the hospital, make sure things are done and things like that. And it's a lot. It's a lot when you're working a full time job and you're working your business, and then you have these other personal things. But the flexibility is awesome. And if you're someone, or you're a woman who has children, or even if you don't have children, if this is something that you want to do, just be ready to know that you're not an employee, that you are the CEO of your business now. So you're taking ownership of everything, your finances, your flexibility, your sick time, and all that stuff. So there is some pros and there's some cons, right? So when you're working for a company, they take care of all that stuff. You don't gotta worry about the taxes. They take all that stuff out, the sick time. They give you vacation, a lot of vacation. You can't take vacation anytime you want. You can't work. Well, now they have jobs now where now they go hybrid, or they went 100% virtual. But at the same time, you still got to be at that desk from 9 to 5. Okay. So you can't just skip out and say, okay, well, I'm going to go and do this for 2 hours, right? Well, for your business, you can do that. You always got to report to somebody and let them know every move that you're making when you're on their time. So we talked about a little bit of personal branding. We talked about juggling. So based on off of your Enneagram, ladies, we did Enneagram results, and some of us feel that the results that we got is definitely off. Do you agree or disagree with the results that you got from your Enneagram results, and why?
Who
Bree?
disagrees with their results?
I
Okay,
don't
I'm sorry.
disagree. I just noticed the negative traits, not the positive.
Really? Okay, so for me, my highest was the helper, which is 100% accurate. I pride myself on being a really big empath. I love helping people. That's one of the reasons why I love what I do, because I know that being a business owner can be very hard and annoying. So being able to help them with like tedious tasks, it makes me feel better. For some odd reason, I'm just like happy that I can step in and help. So I feel like mine's were spot on. I thought everybody's was going to be spot on.
It was spot on.
Mine was definitely spot on.
Okay, Jasmine,
Oh, is this
spot
my turn?
on, but can you
Oh.
please tell me why? This is the question you came up with. And you want to give me, oh, mine's is spot on.
I
Hello?
thought it was like
See, we being real here. Family thing going on here.
All right, cool. So no, my highest was a six. A six is loyal, and I 100% agree with that because I really gear and base myself off of loyalty. I really feel that I'm a dedicated person. I feel like I put my all into everything that I do, and I feel like I feel like I want to be that person. Now, taking the test was fresh. What was frustrating was they were asking me questions, and I was supposed to answer the questions based off of honesty, and I felt like my honest answer was so harsh. So in my mind, as usual, when taking a test, I thought that I was doing something wrong, and I'm like, gosh, am I clicking the wrong answer? Am I clicking the wrong answer? But I hear Tico in the back of my head like, just answer it truthfully. Just answer it truthfully. So I did, and I'm like, dang, they're gonna make me out to be like this crazy person. And then instead it's loyal. I'm aggressive and I'm angry because I'm dedicated and I care a lot. So I really do agree.
Okay, for me, my highest was a peacemaker. I was like, do I do a lot of
I agree.
peacemaking?
Why do you not agree, Tifa?
I like that was like the highest. I was like, okay, I'm the peacemaker here? Okay, but I do agree with it. And a lot of things because there's a lot of things that I do. So first of all, I'm an introvert, right? And I definitely don't know like any arguing or things like that. I want peace. Okay. Even when we was growing up and our parents argue, it was like, oh my God, that aggravated me so much. It's like, can y'all all just get along? But I just want things to work well. And for us, like say, for example, like for the team, I want us to all be able to mesh together. So even though we all comes with different personalities and some things that we probably not gonna like about each other, but we know, and I know for me, I accept people who they are, and I just work with how they are. So, like for example, like say for example, my one of my friends, my mother was like, "Oh, this person is always doing this and doing that." Like one of my friends always wanted me to go to her house, but she would never come to my house. I accepted that. It was like, okay, you want to come to my house? She likes to host. She likes to do things in her house. She likes to treat you like a queen when you go there and stuff like that. Who doesn't want that, right? But sometimes, I did want her to come to my house, but I had to come to a realization that this is who she is. She's not going to change. So what am I not? I'm not going to be her friend because of that. No, I just take my little self over there and I go and have a good time and call it that. I just accept people for who they are. And some people's just not going to change. They're going to be who they are. So either you're going to get along with them or you're not going to get along with them. Another example is on my appraisals, my the people that I work for will tell me, I don't know, I have never seen people upset out of character. When we go to our desk, she always have a smile on her face, and that's just who I am. It's like I don't show all that stuff. Maybe I'll probably vent with a friend or something like that. But when you are helping other people and you're trying to keep them at a calm state, especially if you're working as an assistant, everybody around is all frantic. So if you get frantic with them, then nothing is going to get done, and nobody's going to be able to solve anything. So I have to remain calm so I can pick my thinking hat on and try to resolve the situation. So yeah, that was good.
I agree. So yeah, mine, like Jazzy said, she answered her aggressively truthfully, and so did I. So mine was the reformer, which is like / perfectionist. And so I'll just kind of speak to what Tika was talking about earlier, which is, you want things done a certain way. And you're probably an entrepreneur at heart for a reason, which is because you want things done a certain way. And, you are work better on your own a lot of the times. However, it gets lonely. And, I wasn't ever like, I just want to work alone. It's that I couldn't find the people that worked similar. I wouldn't say worked like me, because I also do accept people I'm not like gonna pick apart everything you do. However, I couldn't find people that had the same drive that I did and the same work ethic, and it drove me nuts, because I'm like, if you don't want to be here, why are you here? I'm gonna go do it myself. But now having the team that like has the same drive and has the same work ethic, and why, me and Jazzy just stay up till 9 o'clock on the phone. I don't know, but I am more of like a workaholic, and I do want things done a certain way. So I do agree with it. But Cora, that's not here today, I'm waiting for this presentation because she keeps trying to push like the positives on me, and I'm like, I agree. I just don't see the other half. So I'm waiting for our presentation for sure.
Yes, Cora is gonna set us straight. Okay, she is a perfectly set as the strategist, problem solver of the team. She's like the mama bear, where she wants everybody to be okay and get along and things like that. So I love that each and every one of these ladies bring different characteristics and bring the team together, and we all get along. There may be some things that we don't like about each other, but guess what? We live through it and we just remove ourselves when it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna remove myself right now because yeah, I don't want to be saying something. But at the end of the day, we all are family, and family fight, family get along. They agree to disagree, and that's just life. But we love it. We love being together, and we hope that you found value in what we said tonight. Got to know us a little bit from the team. I did post the link to book a call with us if you want to book a call with us to get on a call with us to have a consultation so we can learn more about your business and a little bit about some personal stuff about you as well. So it's not always about business. We do generally want to know about you personally so we can connect with you as well. So that is it for us tonight. We enjoy having these lives, and we'll see you next year when we do our team live as well. So have a great night. And if you have any questions, put them below or above. I think it's below in yeah, below and everything on LinkedIn, everything, everywhere we at, right? Put your questions there. If you have any questions from myself, Casey, Bree, or Jazzy, just tag us and we'll be able to answer those questions for you. Have a great night, and we'll see you the next time. Bye.